What's up, guys? I've been thinking about this video for a while, and I just wanted to share, the way I see the pentatonic scale, blues scale. Technically, I think they're a little bit different. Some people call them the same thing. This is how I discovered it. When I search for, a little bit more knowledge outside of my own comfort zone, and I search pentatonic scales and I try to study them. Of course, everybody gives you the root, right? Which, if you're playing in the key of E, anything in E, you start here. Right? And if you switch to the key of A, you go to the A. Right? So this is how I stumbled upon the scale. I was always like a metal player. Growing up, first 10 years of my playing with Anthrax, Slayer, Metallica taught me how to play, really. And then when I started searching how to play leads, my friend had this guitar. I forget what they're called, but it had lights on all the frets, on all the strings. Right? And every single fret was a light. And depending on, you could go blues scale in E, A, C, whatever key it was, and all of the proper notes would light up on a guitar. And what I did was I put it on blues scale in the key of E, and I saw my guitar, and I saw this on it. Right? I saw these triplets. I didn't really understand what they were at first. But what it is, it's the pentatonic scale. You could put it on pentatonic scale and it was just a... If you switch it to blues scale, it adds these little triplets. So you're basically... Right? And that made it the blues scale versus the pentatonic scale. Instead of hitting the 12 and 14 on the A, you have 12, 13, 14. Right? So to build on that, you can even go hit the 15th fret on the G and then continue on the scale. Because what you have is same notes, right? So I always ended up not knowing what I was doing, seeing my guitar and seeing this scale when it was in on blues E. So I'm basically playing those triplets together inside of the pentatonic scale. Years later, when I start learning, all the other scales and minors and majors and all that, I started putting it together and I realized what I was doing. When you search for a pentatonic scale, someone will show you, the pentatonic scale, and then they'll put this bend in there. Right? The reason you can bend is because those triplets are there. So when this note here, when I'm on the 12th fret, I can bend to those triplets. That's why you got a half bend or a full bend. So everywhere you can bend inside of the blues pentatonic scale, or when you get on to this part, you're basically, there's that triplet attached to it. Right? And because this note and this note are the same, you can do a half bend or you can bend up to it. Right? But when I studied Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and especially even Slash from Guns N' Roses, when they play their blues, when they're playing their leads, they're playing the blues scale. It's a pentatonic bass, but they put those triples in it. You never almost play anything from Stevie Ray Vaughan without him hitting that. He always plays those triples together, and so do the other two guys. So what I think that becomes a blues scale when you hit the triplets. But I didn't know, there's only 7 notes inside of the pentatonic scale, and then it just repeats itself. So you have, if this is the scale that's most comfortable with you, that you're with, right? These are the notes. Starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it starts over again. Right? That's the same thing. So you can see the root note for where the root is. If I'm in E, of course the 12th fret's in E. You can start there. But to get out of that habit, I link these scales together by those triplets. I memorize where those triplets are. But that's why those bends are there. So everywhere you can bend inside of your pentatonic scales, or blues scale, it's because those 3 notes are actually in there. And like I said, I link them together. I see them. There's another one. There's another one. And that way you can, it's a good way when you get those notes down, how to run through your guitar. And, seeing that guitar that was all lit up really helped me with that. And I didn't realize that I was playing the pentatonic scale when I learned it later. I hope some of this makes sense. I'm just kind of rambling on. I didn't really plan this video out when I made it, but I just wanted to point out, in case everybody knows it, sometimes I learn these pentatonic scales. And you just, depending on the style that you're playing, that's cool. It's kind of like how Black Sabbath plays, stays inside those pentatonics, and a lot of other bands, keeps it simple. But then you add those blues triplets in there in the right spot, that makes it a blues scale, I think, Sorry, I dropped my pick. Not a professional video. But, you can really break up the monotony and maybe take you to the next level of, you trying to sound a little bit different and break yourself out of that mold of that pentatonic trap that you can get into until you really learn how to walk through them. But those triplets, and knowing why you can bend on those spots, is because there's a triplet behind it. And that makes it a blues scale, I think. But I only say that because that's how I learned this. I used to be on blues scale, E, and a lot of the blues players that I play, not all of them will use those triplets inside of their pentatonics. It's just one little extra note, but it makes all the difference in the world. It actually allows you to bend in those spots in the pentatonics. So, again, in E, I learned an E, then you can learn other videos and spend a lifetime learning how to jump around in keys. I'm not going to spend that time with this, but I just want to show you where they are, you know. In A, you know, you have 5, 6, 7, that's where they start. Right? And then you always have these two notes down here too. You know, Stevie Ray Vaughan does that a lot when he's coming down in his blues scales. To come outside of the scale.